Hi there, this is Amanda Yates from By Amanda Yates, and this video is my contribution to the World Music Day art collaboration of videos hosted by Loula from the Nerd Goblin Art and Karen from the Dragon's Cave. And I want to thank you ladies for putting this together because it has busted me out of my comfort zone, and I'm creating a video for the first time in 7 years. How cool is that? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and address the elephants in the room. I have no tripod, and I have bad lighting, and technology and I are not friends right now, but hey, I am making art, and here we go. I have 600 grams of J. Dixon's 2-part epoxy. I have 100 grams of part A and 100 grams of part B in each of these cups, and I'm going to create a trio of red, white, and blue. The Picasso Sapphire is going into the blue, and that's an alcohol ink, as is the Picasso Poppy Red, and that's going in there. As for my white, I am using Let's Resin's Ocean White, just a little bit out of my cap there, to create my white color. I'm going to be adding micas to all of these. So for the white, I am using Let's Resin's Interference in silver. And I am also using a Temu holographic glitter, just a random number 11 generic glitter, and that's going in my white. For my red, I am using Let's Resin's Wine Mica Powder, and for the blue, I am using Let's Resin's Dark Blue Mica Powder. As far as these go, I just wanted to create a little bit of opacity to them. I didn't want it to be totally transparent, and a little bit of shimmer, which these mica powders are amazing with that. Excuse me. So now I'm going to mix these just like that, and we are out to the molds. I laid out all the molds that reminded me of my Grateful Dead days. I used to follow the Dead in the 90s, and I loved it. Had a special place in my heart. So here I'm doing a half and half pour, red and blue, just to kind of create that steal your face look. I have a little bit of white that's going in the middle. It's to try to create the lightning bolt that's in the steal your face, because typically it's half blue, half red, with a white lightning bolt in the middle. And that's what I'm attempting to create here. Now, while I was waiting for my resin to naturally degas, because I do not have a debubbler, I was talking to a neighbor, and yeah, I forgot about what I was doing. So these are a little heavy right now, and the blue and red do take over. I lose my white. There's a little flash of it at the top, but not as much as I would have liked. Still, it's not too bad. And I'm just taking my red and my blue and kind of knocking the white back and forth to try to create that jagged kind of lightning bolt look. And it, like I said, you'll see in the end, it kind of works, kind of doesn't. But you know, it's something to play around with. I love the way that the piece turned out. I wish I would have stopped before I started to go at it with the chrome markers, but I couldn't help it. So now I'm filling my candy skull, which reminds me of Mexicali blues. And for the rest of these, the bear, the turtles, and the unicorn, I have mixed my blue into my white to kind of give it that dirty pour kind of marbling effect. The unicorn, I did tip his horn with the leftover red. So they all turned out really cute. Everything turned out really cute. So here we go. Next day, we will see how everything looks, and that will be right about now. There it is. There's my unicorn. He turned out really adorable. And here's my bear. Now, everything is being demolded one-handed because of the no tripod thing, which I did pretty well with. I had to say, I am pretty impressed with my one-handed demold. That was nice. When it gets to the skull itself, I'm going to pause you, and we'll come back. But here is that candy skull, and I love this. I'm actually going to make the bottom of the box and do the raindrop effect, so it'll be like a box of rain, which is my favorite Grateful Dead song. And then I'll make another video for that when I get that done. But here are my little Terrapin Station turtles, and these will all be made into pendants for necklaces. And then I'm just peeling off some extra overpour there. It was pretty easy to peel away, but I do have my Dremel set up outside so I can just take a felt tip on my Dremel and file all these down. And now here he comes. This is Bob. Say hello to Bob. I love Bob. He turned out very, very cool. And I wish I would have stopped here because he looks awesome just like this. I mean, he looks good at the end too, just not, perfectionist in me wanted it to be a certain way. And well, I didn't do it properly, so it didn't turn out right. But you can see I lost most of the white. There's a little bit in his head at the very top of his skull. You can see a little flash of white, but not much. So I'm going to take him inside, and now I'm going to go in with the chrome markers. I'm using chrome markers from Let's Resin, the chisel head in silver. And then I'm also using J. Diction's UV resin, the high gloss UV resin, with some Let's Resin interference in blue. So I'm just going to draw on the lightning bolt here. And then I'm going to outline what I think the logo should look like. It turns out okay. I mean, from the top down, you do get that steal your face look to it, which I like. Hindsight, if I ever do this again, I will not be using the UV resin on the top the way that I did. I applied it with a popsicle stick, and I should have used a pipette or some other way of putting it on a little bit neater. It's kind of just blobbed at the top, but I did go back and kind of sculpt it with a pen to make it look a little better. But there he is. And the rest of the video is nothing but me coloring him in and using the UV resin to cure the little lightning bolt on the top. And yeah, so that's Bob. And Bob is actually going to be a prize. When I stopped filming videos about 7 years ago. And I decided that I really want to do this. I really want to start the channel again. I've fallen in love with the resin community. I love working with resin, and the things I can create are just amazing. So once I get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers, which will take a while, but when it happens, Bob here is going to go find a home with one of you guys. I'll have a video and give away Bob. And if you noticed throughout the video, I had little eyes that I was going to sink into his eye sockets, which I have yet to do. So whomever wins Bob can tell me whether or not they want the eyes sunken in. And he also comes with a little pair of mirror spectacles that fit him perfectly. But anyway, that's Bob. He's my little steal your face guy, my little throwback to being a big fan of the Grateful Dead. And I hope you like him. The rest of the video is just me coloring, and I'll go ahead and let you watch. I'll throw in an AI generated song if I can figure it out. I have fallen in love with those. I didn't even know you could do that until I started watching resin videos, resin creators who were using the AI music that it was talking about resin and colors, and I was like, where is this music coming from? And all of a sudden it's a thing. You can just AI generate the music. So I did make one, and I'm going to see if I can throw it in. If I can figure out the technology, I will throw it in at the end of my rant here, my rambling. But thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe and try to get a hold of Bob, just go ahead and subscribe and push the like button and all the things. And again, Nerd Goblin Art Loula and Karen from the Dragon's Cave, thank you so much for putting together this collaboration. And I, for my first time back after 5 years, for 7 years, however long it's been, thank you. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity, and you guys are amazing. I love you, and have a great day. Bye.
1, 2, 3, 4. The wheels keep rolling on this dusty trail. With resin in my hands, I begin my tale. Crafting bones from nothing in this evening glow. Let's go from the fire where the embers grow. Pour it slow, watch it harden and gleam. The resin skull born from a wandering dream. Caravan shadows dance in the night. This skull's got a story in the flickering light. Underneath the moon we shape and we mold, in a world of secrets and tales untold. The caravan hums a melody so sweet, while I carve the spirit in this resin feet. Oh, resin skull, you hold the sky, the stars and dust in your hollow eye. Born of a wanderer's restless hand, you're the relic of this Roman band. Pour it slow, watch it harden and gleam. The resin skull born from a wandering dream. Caravan shadows dance in the night. This skull's got a story in the flickering light. Tomorrow we'll move to another place, but this skull will carry the caravan's grace. A keepsake of the trails and the songs we sing, a resin reminder of the journey we bring. Tomorrow we'll move to another place, but this skull will carry the caravan's grace. A keepsake of the trails and the songs we sing, a resin reminder of the journey we bring. A resin skull, you hold the sky, the stars and dust in your hollow eye. Born of a wanderer's restless hand, you're the relic of this Roman band. Tomorrow we'll move to another place, but this skull will carry the caravan's grace.
Hands all sticky, the mix ain't right. Pouring this mess in the dead of night. Molds all cracked, the edges rough, but I ain't stopping till it's tough enough. Resin bones shining bright, born from shadows into the light. Skull of chaos, skull of pride, built from my hands where dreams collide. Heat gun blazing, bubbles rise, sweat dripping, burning knives, colors swirling, a toxic brew. This ain't art, it's a fight to prove. Resin bones shining bright, born from shadows into the light. Skull of chaos, skull of pride, built from my hands where dreams collide. Cracks and flaws, but that's the soul. Perfection's a lie, let the wild take control. A skull that laughs at time and decay, it's mine forever, come what may. Resin bones shining bright, born from shadows into the light. Skull of chaos, skull of pride, built from my hands where dreams collide. Resin bones shining bright, born from shadows into the light. Skull of chaos, skull of pride, built from my hands where dreams collide.